Love. So love is a very interesting human concept, I think, and I said a few years ago, after my first novel came out, that I'm going to write a love story, even though I found myself writing about a different kind of love, a love that is at first very fluid, but then it becomes possessive at some point, and then towards the end of the book, it becomes almost destructive. I think that love in this novel is a journey. So for Chinonso, at first, the reality of love for Ndali sustained him. But then, after he goes to Cyprus and returns to Nigeria, the mythology of love, the myth that Ndali will be his Penelope waiting for him, destroys him. Tale or conte. I make a distinction between a story and a tale. A story happens when a character has agency. A character has a particular desire to do something that forces them to make a move towards realizing that desire, and they face an obstacle, which is usually called the conflict. So for me, the stories are very important because they are also a way in which we, in the aftermath of an event, we can look at our actions, at what we have done wrong, and say, why did I do that? Why did I go there? Why did I say that? You know, so it's stories are, I think, necessary because they create for us a way to self-evaluate in the aftermath. And I feel like Chinonso's journey becomes in his mind a story, and also, you know, it's realized obviously as a novel in a book. So it's been the center of my writing project, that I try to understand how a character can move from one point, emotional point, to the other. In The Fisherman, how does the boys move from loving each other to hating each other? And here, how does he move from loving this woman and trying to save her at the beginning of the novel to becoming very vengeful at the end of the novel? So the trajectory, the emotional trajectory of the individual in itself is a story. Myth. What we call myth is sometimes the way in which people, especially a society, tries to, like, you know, understand their own story. I set out to explore in this novel some of the mythologies of the Igbo people, of these people in southeastern Nigeria, a people of about 40 to 45 million you know, by population. So I feel like exploring their myth is also a way of documenting their history. So I tell the story of an occasional minorities through this chi, who is a repertoire of knowledge. It has existed for 700 years or thereabout, and therefore has seen different eras and knows very many stories from having lived, you know, across these many decades and centuries, in fact, not decades. So the novel is very much about myth. Journey or voyage. The novel is a journey. So many critics said after the book was published in English that is an Odyssean kind of novel. Well, I wasn't thinking of that, though Odyssey appears in the novel, really, but there was a utility to it. The Chi, who is the narrator of the story, tries to use the story of Odysseus' experience in the Odyssey to encourage Chinonso to try to, like, wait, you know, to try to, like, get back with Ndali in the novel, his love. The Chi tells the story of the existence of this character even before he was born. So there's a chapter that goes into the cosmic space, you know, and explores how he came to be and all of his life. So it's a kind of a biography, a psychological biography, if I should put it, of this one man. So therefore it's like, you know, a journey that traces all of his life till this moment where the novel ends. Solitude, I think if I'm quoting my own book correctly, loneliness is a dog that barks in the night of grief. I think that was it. So it's a kind of a very deep, profound philosophical saying of the Igbo people. A person who is removed from society and from others, you see, is truly dead. And in the novel, there's a point in which Chinonso goes to jail, and we see the impact of this on his psyche. And I think, as a reader, not as a writer, that this is one of the things that kind of affects him, you know, the change, the shift in him that occurs in the later part of the novel, because the carceral state is very detrimental to, you know, to a human being, and I think this is why it is used as the maximum form of punishment, you know, by society.